Hello everyone, this is Dr. Carolyn Maria, working as an assistant professor in Loyola College of Education, Chennai. The title of the course is Knowledge and Curriculum, which comes under Course 8. We are going to deal with Unit 7, Principles of Curriculum Development. This is part 1 video lecture, which is going to deal with the need for curriculum development, principles and stages of curriculum development. The learner will be able to gain knowledge about the need for curriculum development and understand the principles and stages of curriculum development. Let's see what is curriculum development. We know already that what is curriculum. Curriculum is syllabus plus co-curricular and extracurricular activities plus overall experience a student gets in an educational institution in an academic year is put together is called as curriculum. In order to develop the curriculum, first of all, we should have a base. That is what called as curriculum construction. First of all, we should have the base as curriculum construction, then constantly updating the curriculum based upon the societal needs and individual needs is what called as curriculum development. Hence, curriculum development is defined as planned, purposeful, progressive and systematic process in order to create positive improvements in the educational system. It depends upon the social needs, social conditions, social demands and aspirations of the people. Let's discuss the need for curriculum development. Early days, people were living with limited gadgets. Now, the inventions and discoveries have become inevitable, which has made the people to use many gadgets in life. You cannot separate people from gadgets or people from science and technology nowadays. So, in order to provide a better life for the people, we need to go for curriculum development. Education became formal and curriculum development evolved as a systematic, planned, purposeful and progressive event today. You cannot say that you are comfortable with the previous traditional curriculum and you can cling on to the traditional curriculum. Rather, this curriculum development is improving the economy level of the nation because it is providing a better life for the people. In order to preserve our country's national identity also, we need to develop the curriculum because when we are changing the curriculum or updating the curriculum, automatically the students will become knowledgeable and they will earn a lot by providing a lot of inventions and innovations to the nation and which will bring the national identity and it will increase the economy level of the nation. So curriculum developers must have a clear vision for the progress of our nation. Curricular programs in higher education can be crafted in such a way that it will boost the tourism of a nation. When so many inventions are there in a nation, that will create the identity for the nation, which will improve the national identity. Let's discuss some more points with regard to the need for curriculum development. Curriculum development is essential to meet the changing educational goals. Early days, two major professions were considered to be having very good value. They were doctors and engineers. Then after, in engineering also, people were going mainly for electrical and electronic engineering and civil engineering. Then after only, so many new courses were introduced even in engineering fields. For example, biotechnology, nanotechnology, microbiology and all that. Now at present, when you take in all the other educational courses, people are going mainly for data science, artificial intelligence, robotics, all these. So all these have become educational goal. So the two major professions as doctor and engineer has now become many. People are going for journalism, media, visual communication, artificial intelligence, etc. So the educational goals are changing for the students day by day in order to meet the societal needs, for which we need to develop the curriculum. Same way, science and technology is also exploring a lot. So in order to meet the demands of the science and technology, we need to go for curriculum development, by which we can make the students to participate in the curriculum construction as well as curriculum development, because the curriculum which is developed should be based upon the needs of the students. Overall, the curriculum development is essential in order to meet all the 6 dimensions of the students. What are the 6 essential dimensions of the students' development? They are physical development, cognitive development, emotional development, moral development, social development, and spiritual development. So whatever the curriculum is developed, it should meet all these 6 dimensions of development in an individual. Let's now learn the principles of curriculum development. As I told you already, curriculum gives a complete experience for an individual in an educational institution. So this complete experience depends upon the syllabus. CC is co-curricular activities, ECA is extracurricular activities, and the overall experience. So the curriculum development should have a principle of providing a total experience to an individual, whoever is undergoing the curriculum. And whatever curriculum is developed, it should be child-centered, in the sense student-centered. It should be based upon the needs of the students as well as the age level of the student. For a UKG child or an LKG child, you can go for picture reading, storytelling, etc. But when it comes to higher classes, we need to change the curriculum according to the age level of the student. For a first standard student, if you go and talk in the language of algebra or trigonometry or some theorem, that will make no sense for a first standard child. So according to the age, we need to develop the curriculum. And curriculum should kindle the creativity in a student. While developing the curriculum, we should mainly focus on improving the creativity in students, because whatever curriculum we are providing to the students should stimulate their creativity, and it should give a lot of opportunity for the students to explore a various creativity. Curriculum should also consider the conservation of cultural heritage. As we know already that India is rich in cultural heritage. So the curriculum should not deteriorate any cultural heritage among the students. And we need to integrate all the subjects in order to provide a wholesome learning experience for the students. So, by incorporating so many various subjects in the curriculum is essential while developing the curriculum. And whatever the curriculum is developed, it should have its own flexibility. We should not be still going on for a fixed curriculum. So, we need to go for a flexible curriculum which can allow the desirable changes then and there whenever essential. And whatever curriculum is provided, it should have its own usefulness. That is what called as utility. So whatever theory you learn, when you are not able to apply that theory in your day-to-day life, whatever you have learned, the theoretical knowledge will not become useful. So curriculum should provide useful information for an individual, and that individual will become a positive as well as productive contributor for the society. And character formation should also be included while developing the curriculum, because whatever the knowledge level we give, if a person is not having a good character, he cannot be considered to be a normal human being. So we need to train the desirable traits in the curriculum. Curriculum should discipline our mind. That is what called as mental discipline. So whatever, as I told you already, that character formation is essential with regard to curriculum development. We need to focus on developing the mind in relation to in a disciplined manner. So we are giving a lot of training for our cognitive development because a lot of knowledge is provided to the students and a lot of exercises are given in order to develop their cognitive development, by which we need to streamline the mental discipline of the students. And whatever curriculum we are providing to the students, it should meet the societal needs because we are living in a society. You cannot say that you can isolate yourself and you can live a comfortable life. Rather, we need to meet all the societal needs. So whatever curriculum is provided should meet the societal needs of the students. And we are living as in a community also. So curriculum should help a person to become a productive citizen of the community. And whatever curriculum we are giving, it should not only train the cognitive mindset of a student, rather the student can use all the leisure time in a productive way. So when you are designing the curriculum, we need to focus on using the leisure time productively by giving them a lot of co-curricular activities. Training them a lot of co-curricular activities will make them engaged during their leisure time so that they can use their time productively. Of course, they can even earn money out of whatever the handwork they do. Curriculum should combine theory and practicals. That is what called as correlation. There should be a close relationship, close positive relationship between the theory and practical. Both should be given equal weightage. Early days, people were giving much importance for theoretical knowledge, but nowadays, people are giving more importance for practical knowledge also. So, both theory and practicals are important in relation to any subject knowledge whichever we are providing to the students. Let's learn the stages of curriculum development. There are 6 stages of curriculum development. Let us have some example in our mind so that we can learn these stages very comfortably. You just imagine that there are some students who are aspiring to become teachers. Since we are dealing with teacher education and this is a video lecture for the B.Ed students, let's have this as an example. Some students are aspiring to become teachers. So first of all, before developing the curriculum, we need to go for a situational analysis. In the sense, first of all, we need to go and check whether the people are in need of some particular curriculum, whether some interested students are there in order to learn something which related to the teacher education. So that is what called a situational analysis, by which you come to know the need for the students. When you ask the students what do they want to become, of course I have told you that they are having an idea to become teacher. But when you ask them, they would say that they wanted to become an effective teacher, inspiring teacher. So that sort of aim the students are having. So in order to meet their aim, we need to create objectives of the curriculum. So after completing or after going through the complete curriculum what we have developed, each and every student teacher or each and every learner will become an effective teacher. So that should be the aim or objective or goal for your curriculum development. First of all, we are going for situational analysis and finding out there are some students who are aspiring for teaching profession. So that is the first step we have done. Second step, we are trying to identify the aims of the students or the aspirations of the students, and we are finding out that they wanted to become an effective or inspiring teachers. So based upon that, we need to provide the objectives and we need to set the goals in our curriculum development. Then after, we have set already what is the goal: to make some student to become an effective teacher or an inspiring teacher is our goal. So in order to reach the goal, we need to select the appropriate content. So selection of appropriate content, for example, you take your B.Ed curriculum. So if for a teacher, in order to become an effective teacher, he or she should know about the children growth. So childhood and growing up, and they should know the different policies and commissions of India with regard to education. So contemporary education in India. Then the student should know the different learning theories and different methodologies of teaching and the different role of teachers. So learning and teaching. So like this, so many papers you have learned. So selection of content. Content is first of all selected, right? So these are all the inputs to be given to the student or the learner in order to reach the goal which we have set. That is what called as selection of appropriate content. Then after selecting the content, you are organizing the content in a sequential manner from known to unknown, from simple to complex. First year, what are the papers to be concentrated on? Second year, what are the papers to be concentrated on? So that is what called as in first year, you are learning 7 papers. As what are the papers? Childhood and growing up, contemporary in Indian education, then learning and teaching, language across the curriculum, understanding discipline and subjects, then gender, school and society, then your pedagogy, that is your methodology to teach your own particular subject. And in second year, you are learning knowledge and curriculum, assessment for learning, creating an inclusive education, then any optional paper, either it could be environmental education or peace and value education or physical education, then you are learning your methodology, that is your pedagogy paper. So, organizing all this content in a sequential manner, simple to complex, first year different subjects, second year different subjects, right? Then next step is recommending relevant teaching learning strategies. So as we know already that in first year some 7 papers, second year we are learning some 5 papers. For according to each paper, you are given internal as well as external marks. So for internal marks, you are given some tasks and assignments to complete and you are asked to take some seminar. And second, when you come to second year, you are asked to go for internship for 16 weeks. So these are the different teaching learning strategies which are planned in order to make you people to become an efficient and inspiring teacher. So after completing the complete curriculum, evaluation of curriculum should be done. So that is the assessment. You are writing your year-end examination. So that is what called as evaluating the curriculum. Why this evaluation of curriculum is essential? When you are developing the curriculum, when you are giving the curriculum to the students, when you are testing the curriculum to the students, we need to go for an evaluation in order to check the efficiency of the curriculum. So till 2015 we were having B.Ed as 1 year course, and in those period also people were learning all the psychological aspects, educational commissions, innovations, environmental education, so many papers, these many papers they were learning. But from 2015, NCTE has recommended to go for 2 year B.Ed course and first year so many subjects and second year so many subjects. So after some years, they should go for an evaluation to check whether this 2 year B.Ed course has created more inspiring and efficient teachers than the 1 year B.Ed course. Okay, so that is what called as evaluation of curriculum in order to check the efficiency level of the curriculum, whether the curriculum has become successful curriculum or not. Okay, so these are the stages of curriculum development. In this video lecture, we have learned some key learnings. They are: curriculum development should focus on the overall development of all the students with regard to all the 6 dimensions of development, that is physical, cognitive, emotional, social, moral and spiritual development, and it should not focus only on the cognitive development. Let me ask you a question for you to reflect on. Do you think curriculum development is essential? We know we have already discussed some points with regard to the need for curriculum development. Even then, you just check whether we need to develop the curriculum or whether we need to keep modifying the curriculum. If you think yes, just state 3 justifications. These are some of the books I have given you for your further reading. Thank you for listening, students. Wish you all good luck.